part of Chuck's Big Adventure, we're looking into the history of the Niagara Falls region.
And this is a really cool fact. This was a key site for the Underground Railroad.
Did you know that?
I did.
Did you, either one of you know that?
I didn't know it's in depth, I think, as you're going to go.
Okay,
but
yeah, I had no idea, but
Yeah.
wow, what a story. The falls symbolized freedom for so many, with the Niagara River as the line between slavery and freedom. And today, there's a special place honoring the history then and now.
This is our arrival gallery. Imagine yourself arriving here to the city of Niagara Falls in the early 1830s. What would the landscape look like? What people would you see? Who would you come in contact with?
The Niagara Falls Underground Railroad Heritage Center works to answer those questions through the conversations about a tumultuous time in American history. Niagara Falls is a great tourist destination, but do many people really realize just the role that it played in the Underground Railroad?
They're starting to know more, you know, and thankfully we've established this institution as the first Black cultural institution within this city in over 30 years.
I've got goosebumps on me realizing that just across the street, Harriet Tubman was there and crossed into Canada.
And she was just one of many freedom seekers who were able to cross into Canada in this location.
The footing for that bridge to freedom still exists today. The museum details the challenges of this journey with interactive displays, including the recreation of a luxury hotel that hosted dignitaries, even presidents.
So imagine you come into a location that has marble fireplaces, velvet curtains. It's about the size of a square block, and the staff are all people of African descent. John Morrison was the head waiter, and he was able to successfully coordinate his staff to live double lives as secret Underground Railroad agents. Preserving these stories are vitally important, because if we're not telling these stories, then someone else has the ability to control that narrative, and you never know what stories will be told or how people will be depicted in the public domain.
And thank you to Saladin for spending so much time with us that day. The center also features a gallery of modern-day freedom seekers, showing that the fight hasn't ended, just changed and evolved. And one of the great things about this museum is, and it's really not a museum, it's a heritage center.
Yeah.
You go in and you have interactive things to work with, so that you're walking over that bridge into Canada for freedom. You're an enslaved person and what that was like back then. So it's a great place to visit, and you can't go to Niagara Falls now and not see that, okay?
I think that I love that you guys made a stop there, because you said we always think of like Niagara Falls, the scenery, and in that aspect. And like I said, I knew that like the Underground Railroad weaved its way through Canada, but I would have never thought of that being a stop.
Can you imagine rowing a boat in front of Niagara Falls
I can't.
trying to escape slavery? It's an amazing story. And in our next half hour now, we are headed back in time to the days of the carousel.
Oh.
We'll take you to a place that at one point made 50% of all the carousels in the United States. Now, there's more in my blog at WHTR.com/Chuck's Big Adventure.